Boom, Jinrokh heroic. This cookie cutting motherfucker, he is gonna have some things to say to you. Let's put it that way, okay? This is once again not a guide for those who are looking for actual strategy guide. You know, not for your whole raid. This is for healers looking to maximize their performance, looking to get a feel for what the fight is going to entail, and get a bit of tips here and there. The big thing that you have to realize, okay, is there is going to be a few mechanics, the new mechanics in this fight, all right? They will kill you. There is nothing you can do about it. As a healer, it really does make you feel useless. It does, because the dispel mechanic doesn't even need to be dispelled. First of all, let's find the actual name. It is called 25 heroic. Where is it? Ionization. That is the actual name of the ability. Okay, ionization. It feels like it should be something that you should have to deal with, but no, it goes on everybody at once. You can't really even do anything about it. You can't heal them through the damage. They either survive or they don't. You heal them up afterwards. Okay, so this is going to happen every puddle, essentially. And when it does happen, you'll see a ton of people just get, the buff, the debuff. And when it's time to be dealt with, they run away from you. You can do nothing for them, unfortunately. If you're a healer, you can dispel yourself. I'd recommend doing that. There's a few ways you could avoid the mechanic entirely, but as a paladin, I guess I'm the only one out of all the healers that can do this, but I can bubble before it goes out, right? So you're watching the cooldown, you bubble before it goes out, and you don't get the debuff. And this is pretty useful for a lot of the classes that can do this, but once again, it's just, I don't know. I don't like this fight because I feel like I'm sitting on my hands the whole fight. Now, the other thing that you're going to notice is, so here's the puddle, right? Everybody's in the puddle that's here. Imagine this is the puddle, right? I'm standing right in it. Healing the hell out of people, you know what I mean? Just casting Holy Radiance like a boss. Just healing people. And then all of a sudden somebody gets targeted with the, let's find the exact names. I don't look like a noob. There it is right there. Focus Lightning. Okay, it's going to be a little ball, little blue ball, very noticeable. It's going to target a person. Now, the big difference between this from normal is that this will decimate you. You cannot, don't worry about it, the actual mechanics, it's healing stuff only, but yeah, I mean, you can't actually die. You have to make sure it's in the right place and it's handled properly, one way or the other. But as a healer, there's nothing you can do about it. Now, the one thing that is going to cause problems, okay, once again, Focus Lightning goes out, Static Burst happens. Focus Lightning is the little ball, and it's going to do damage to people around you. So if everyone's stacked in this puddle, and somebody gets Focus Lightning, and it drags it over another person, the person's not cognizant of this, they're going to take a lot of damage, and then as soon as the static, whatever that's called, let's see, oh, that's not right, the Static Burst, that's hitting the tanks, yeah, it's devastating, it really is. So this is when I would recommend popping cooldowns. The other phase that we're going to talk about here in a second is really not, I mean, you don't really need them. Reduction cooldowns would be really, really useful whenever the balls are coming out, but once again, they're kind of at a premium. You can't really afford to drop them just kind of willy-nilly like. You can't just throw them down whenever you want, so you're going to have to make a decision. Now, if it was me, I would definitely be using them. I'm going to definitely pop some cooldowns, especially some throughput cooldowns to keep everyone up, throwing the hammer down, just going to AoE heal, move away from the ball, keep as many people alive as possible, and you're going to have much better success at this because this is only going to get harder as the fight goes on. And the next phase is really going to suck. So what we do, you'll see this in the live bit I have now. I have to say I don't have a kill, but the footage I have is the whole fight. It doesn't, there's nothing else besides the two mechanics I'm about to describe to you as a healer. Okay, so don't worry about seeing a kill. You don't need to see a kill. All you need to see is these mechanics in action, and everything else is the exact same. Okay, so we start here. When the lightning, what is that called exactly? That is called Lightning Storm. Yeah, Lightning Storm. When Lightning Storm happens, he's going to jump in the middle, and he's going to start challenge shit, okay? We run to a grate, whichever is applicable, okay? And we fucking stand here. He's going to put those ionization pillars down. Do they have a name? Let's see. Yeah, no. Lightning Strike? Yeah, I guess that's it. The Lightning Strike pillars. And they're going to shoot out in 4 directions, east, north, south, and west of the pillar. and they're going to track you. They're going to run at you. Well, we all stay over here in green and move as a group. You know, move side to side, do what you got to do. But once again, one person can wipe you, and there's literally nothing you can do. If one person gets hit by 2-3 balls, causes everyone else around them to take damage, and you're just fucked from there. So it's either, there's two strategies. You could either spread out around the room loosely and essentially never be able to heal as a paladin or a priest or even a shaman, I guess. Or kind of stay close, force them all to come from one direction, and then move from them all at once. And that's going to allow the hammer to work. That's going to allow Holy Radiance to work. You know, it makes it easier. I can get casts off that matter. That's for damn sure. But if we're all running around the room like a nut and you're just spreading around and everybody's spread, you're not even going to be able to heal anyone. Literally, the first attempts we did where we did that, I'm like, dude, you guys got it. You're on your own. I can't cast a spell. Nobody's even near me, first of all. I can't even cast a spell that heals anyone, you know? So that is when you want to use some throughput cooldowns as well. You'll have to budget it. It's entirely up to you. I don't, you know, it's based on your own sense, but you'll want to talk about this before the raid begins, the attempts. You want to say, listen, as a healer, I need to make a decision about when I want to use cooldowns. You could use reduction cooldowns where you're stacked in the puddle to make sure everyone survives the static and the ball, or you could use them here to make sure everybody survives a few hits of the ball if they fuck up. It's entirely up to you. I can't recommend it one way or the other. All I could recommend is being proactive. If you've watched this video, you've done so. So that's about it. Those are the only two mechanics. So let's look at the live footage, comment over that, and that'll be it. Alright, so here we go, taking a look at the live footage. One thing I do want to talk about is potioning is not going to be a very easy task in this fight. Hopefully after this, looking at this footage, you'll understand why. But mostly because there's always something that could force you to move. Unless you don't have the debuff, then I guess you're safe. But if you're going to have to pick and choose when you want to potion, I would definitely recommend after you've cleared, if you can clear your debuff early, when you get it, the ionization debuff, and then go back in the puddle and you're sure there's not going to be a ball coming out, or you're not going to have to move from anything. Maybe just stay out of the puddle or something like that if you want a concentration potion. Otherwise, it's going to be a mana potion from here on out. But the tank's just been thrown, so the fight really is just starting. You see that damage. That is the static shock or whatever. The tank's getting hit really hard. So this is not an easy, you know, we 7 heal this, and it's still, you know, it's not easy to keep everyone alive. But here you'll see we spread for the ball first. Now I have the ball, and hopefully people are going to move from it. You won't really see this, but you'll do see that I bubbled the debuff there. He's about to do ionization. I don't get it because I'm bubbled. Drop the thing over there. Make sure you don't drop them next to each other, or you'll wipe, essentially. But as a healer, that's it. You're sitting here waiting for damage to happen. And when it does, it hits pretty hard. But this next ball, yeah, the ball's been dragged out, but that is a devastating occurrence. If it happens, if people are all stacked, especially when melee get clipped by it, all the melee die. So we're moving over. We're doing green. We're heading all the way over to green, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now, this is a time where I pop a good throughput cooldown, a good time for bubble in the beginning. The damage is going to be pretty intense. Healing Tide Totem will own. Moving Trank will own. Revitalization will own. There's Revitalization right there. Really, really useful. People are, you know, we like to think you could dodge these, but, I mean, I even get hit by one there. So it's not easy. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but as long as you have healing cooldowns and you're able to heal people up, you should be able to survive it, even if 1 or 2 people do get smacked in that way. Now, obviously, we're here waiting for the next puddle to form, and then we're going to storm that puddle, but there's really not a lot to talk about. It's a very... You're going to wipe a lot, but it's not ever going to really be a healing issue. You just can't control it. Everything that does damage does a moderate amount of damage, and everything that can wipe you one-shots you, essentially. So, I mean, for you to wipe to the static, the ionization thing, you'd have to be AFK. It can be healed through easily. It's not difficult. You know, the ball as well, like, for you to be wiping to that, you can't heal through it. It's not healable. So, yeah, there's me. I bubble, or I don't bubble that time. I have DP up, pop ionization, 40% magic reduction, easily survive it. No problem. I could probably survive it without anything. People going down to the ball, though, or perhaps the ionization. I don't know. Like I said, there's not really much to talk about, but definitely try to maximize your cooldowns. If you feel like you need them in that stacked up puddle phase, do it. It's not going to hurt you because this phase, people aren't really all together for very long. So here, once again, you'll see us do this phase again. And I think at this point is when I I don't even use Guardian. I'm hoping to get a bit farther in the fight. But yeah, this is a wipe. But I felt this was the best representative footage we had to show you exactly what needed to be showed you. I don't need to show you a kill. I really don't, because you'd see the exact same thing for 10 minutes, and I wouldn't have anything to talk about. So even though it's a wipe, you'll see the totem, healing tide totem down, stuff like that. That's all you got to do. You got to be able to keep people alive through that, and it's all on your raid otherwise. All individual responsibility. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a good day, sir. You have a great day. Or madam, perhaps.